Good morning, everybody. It's your girl Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love. You're the some inspiration and juice. It's September the 29th, 2021, and today the topic is living in fear. Well, elephant in the room, those of you all that are watching me live, you notice that I am here with my new book, The Cultivation Period, a single Christian's journey. As you all know, it is available on Amazon. I got my copy yesterday, but for the record, I'm not happy. I'm sure those of you that see can see why. Basically, there's this line like right on my cover, and it's also on the back, which I'll show y'all the back. Oh, it's also on the back as well, though. So I'm not feeling it. I'm going to hit up Amazon today and find out what is going on because we did not submit the cover looking like this. So there's no reason why it should have this line. I have no clue. But other than that, I got a chance to kind of flip through yesterday, and I'm overall happy. Um, I haven't went over it with a fine tooth comb again in solid form. However, overall, I'm happy. Overall, it is a blessing to have one in my hands. And yes, they are available on Amazon. But listen, y'all, if y'all get one like this, let me know because what I'm gonna do is most likely in our when I have my book signing, prayerfully by then it will be fixed. And anybody that has one like this, I will replace it. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. If anyone has one that looks like this, I'm going to replace it with a good copy because, as far as I can tell, that's the only issue with the book that it has this black line on it. And I'm like, come on, man. Who told y'all to put that? It's not on the cover. That's not what we submitted. So it's crazy because, long story short, yesterday, I told you guys I had a pretty busy day. Y'all saw that I went live with Mr. Leo and did accountability, which speaking of, let me go ahead and just for the record, y'all, today's workout day, right? And I usually do my stuff in the morning. Although I woke up on time this morning, which I'm gonna explain to you why I say that. I woke up on time this morning, but I was just not working out. I just could not make myself get up and do. So I'm thinking that at some point today, I will do my workout. Just not in this moment because by the time I got any energy to move, it was time for me to start to prayer and meditate and whatnot. And so I just was like, okay. So there's many more hours in the day, so by the grace of God, I will at some point today do my workout. Y'all hold me accountable. If you see me on Facebook or something, by all means, shoot me a message and be like, "Hey, Miracle, you did your workout? Did you do your workout?" That's cool. Hold me accountable to that. I am, that is my intention to do the workout at some point today. I just could not make myself do it now. But my body is feeling better because I know if you guys watched the episode yesterday, I was telling Mr. Leo that I was still aching in places. I'm not necessarily aching at the moment, so I guess I'm gonna just do the workouts that he already gave me. And so, with that being said, yeah, so that is the plan. That is the plan. In regards to the water, I mean, I've re-upped obviously for the morning, but yesterday I got to where did I get? I got to like this. I got to 500 milliliters or kind of around 15 ounces left in my bottle before I went to bed. So not bad. I think that's not bad for a first day with the water bottle. But yeah, so and then yesterday the other thing that happened was I had an event. So I had a private booking in Dallas, Georgia, for this lady named Nellie, and she wanted to do a murder mystery. And, well, not a murder, it was a mystery, one of our mystery shows of Miracle Plays. And so I went out there to do that. And yeah, it started at like 8. So obviously I didn't make it back home till probably like around 11 or something like that. And so by the time I did all that, took my shower and all that, it was like well after midnight. So I didn't know if I was gonna get up in the morning on time. So that's why I said what I said earlier. But again, by the grace of God, God woke me on up at my alarm. I was wide awake again. I just couldn't move. Like I could just no energy to move. But I was up. I was up as you can, as you can see, I'm wide awake here. So yeah, so that's what happened with that yesterday. I had a great time with them. There's a few photos on our, business page or whatnot. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I got some unfortunate news. I want you guys to keep Bro Bros Bites in prayer. Um, the gentleman, Mr. Derek, unfortunately, he let me know that his grandmother passed. And so, let's keep him in prayer, him and his family. And, bro, I don't know if you're listening and everything like that, but, my heart is with you. And, I'm sorry to hear about your loss of your grandmother and everything like that. But, let's keep him in prayer. And, yeah, yeah, because the rest of the stuff ain't none of y'all's business. So I'm gonna leave that alone. But yeah, so that's one thing that happened yesterday, unfortunately. And so it kind of basically kind of had me, I had to kind of do some things yesterday in regards to getting the event off with the hitch or whatnot. But yeah, so that's pretty much what happened yesterday, outside of, of course, being a mom and whatnot. I'm as an entrepreneur, thinking on my feet, getting things together for the event that I had to do last night. And doing that, I didn't have a chance to go live and do my unboxing of the book, but I took some photos. And it's crazy because like I said, I was all happy taking my photos, and then boom, as soon as I took the book out, I'm looking at it with this line and I'm like, ugh. So there's a photo of me going, ugh. But aside from that, man, I'm definitely happy with what I'm seeing. Like I said, I'm flipping through and I'm pretty much, seeing a decent book overall. Everything looks decent and in order. And so, um, you know, that's a blessing. That's a blessing. For those of you all that started to check it out for free, thank you. Go ahead and do that. It's still available for the next 4 days. Uh, it's on Amazon. If you have Kindle, what's it called? Kindle Unlimited. If you have Kindle Unlimited, then you should be able to read the book for free until, for the next 4 days. So that's what's going on with that, y'all. Those are the updates. And all right, book. Okay. You done made your grand entrance, book. I hear it. I'll just let you block the juice for a minute. So yeah, let's get into the juice. So the topic today is living in fear, and I guess I was reminded of this in a lot of ways. Actually, this popped in my mind yesterday as a potential topic. But when I did my prayer meditation this morning, it just came back into my mind. And so here we are. So first thing I did was to look up the definition of fear. And it says, an unpleasant emotion caused by the oh goodness, it was looking like everything else. This word was looking like everything else, y'all. I'm gonna say it. Here we go. An unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain or a threat. And then I saw another definition as well, or an extended definition said the perception of danger, real or imagined. There's so much to live in fear about, right? There's so much to be afraid about in this season, every day, even not in this season. I mean, there's just, you know, I mean, again, I guess, again, with all the information I've taken in, that could cause fear. When it comes to hearing about this human trafficking thing, that could cause fear. Obviously the pandemic and all this stuff can cause fear. It goes on and on. There's just so many sources of fear these days where it's like, you living in fear is just one of those things that I guess we tend to do. But well, I'm pretty sure I've shared with you guys, and any Bible reader knows that, the Bible tells us opposite. It tells us not to live in fear. It gives us all these instructions in regards to fear. And so, yeah, I guess when I reflect on this today, it's just one of those things that's like, in spite of all the things to be afraid of, we're not called to live in that, right? We're not called to observe that or live there, right? Make that our home. Like, that's not what we're supposed to be doing. So it's just very interesting to again observe this whole living in fear thing, like, because and maybe it's easy for me to say as somebody that has lived my life, and for the most part I haven't had any issues or totally fearful situations, or if I did, maybe I wasn't aware or something. I can't even think of anything at the moment right now where a time where I was just truly afraid. Like, I mean, no, I can't think of like a particular time. I mean, maybe I was afraid about being alone or something when it came to, my whole journey and everything. So maybe that was some type of fear that I can, admit to. Um, I'm sure there's moments or things that has happened in my life. I'm not going to sit here and say that there's been nothing or that I've always had the, the boldness and the non-fear uh, spirit, spirit of David, spirit of whoever else you could name that, live without fear. But I don't know. I guess that's just something to reflect on for me, figuring out if there is a time where I really allowed fear to consume me like this. But even so, y'all, even so, let's see what the word has to say, right? Let's see what the word has to say, because again, we see what we do. Like, sometimes we even put ourselves into situations where, like, I know somebody, I think Marcus Rogers talks about this, about like how we'll watch scary movies and all these different things. And I guess I never thought about it that way, especially as an actor. I guess I never thought about it that, but really, you are feeding your spirit. Like, the things you watch, the things you listen to, the things you do and all that stuff, it's feeding that spirit. And so, yeah, I guess in that regard, if you're feeding your spirit with things of fear, then you're going to find yourself more afraid, or you're going to, you're going to live in fear. You're going to live in fear. And I think that's why, in this season, I definitely appreciate the things that I've come across, because I feel, and that's why I continue to do the things I do, because even though I try to share truth, right? Even though I try to share the things that I've come across, and yes, some of it is horrific, some of it is terrible, some of it can cause fear. I try to balance that with the word, right? Balance that with what God says, and balance that with knowing at the end of the day that God is in control, and there's nothing for me to be afraid of, in spite of all of the evil, right? And that's why I appreciate, like, Lynn Wood. Like, he's one of those ones that he's speaking truth, he's being blunt and honest about different things that are going on. And down to, like, one of the most obviously horrific things, to me at least, is like the pedophilia and all these different things. He speaks on these things, but at the same time he balances it with faith. So again, to God be glory for him and things like that. And that's what, again, why for example, when I listen to Allie, which y'all may know or not, I don't know if you guys know, but her second interview with Charlie Ward is out. And yeah, I've shared it on my pages and whatnot. But so yeah, I listen to Allie and I listen to the things that she's gone through and her testimony, and the things that she's sharing about what's going on in the world, the evil things. But at the same time, too, I still have to balance it with what God is saying, right? Because at the end of the day, God is in control of all, right? And he can do the things that I can't do. And that's where I think that's where our focus should be. I think, at least when I read the Bible, that's where it seems like our focus should be on. But let me just share some stuff with y'all so y'all know I'm not just sitting here talking to y'all and making stuff up. So here we go. Let's go to Hebrews 13:6. It says, so we can confidently say, the Lord is my helper. I will not fear. What can man do to me? Man, that is a bold statement, in my humble opinion. That is very powerful as well. To if you keep that in your heart and mind, that is powerful. Now, I understand again that there could be situations where it is hard to keep that in your mind. Like I can't even imagine, again, Allie's situation. I can't imagine, anybody that has like that impending danger in their face. Like, if the gun is pointed to your head or the knife is at your throat or something. Like, I know those are both horrific. So I apologize that I hope that's not a trigger for anybody. But like I get that I have not had those scenarios, so I would hope and pray that if I do, I would have this boldness to know that, hey, even if this person takes away my body or my they can't take away my spirit, they can't take away what this bond that God and I have. And so that's what this verse is saying here. I mean, I know that's a horrific description, and that might not be something we want to think about, but hey, I mean, don't think about it in that way. Don't think about it in that way. Think about it in the way of saying that what this verse here says. Because of God, right? Because of what he's done, because of Jesus, because of this relationship, we can confidently say that the Lord is my helper. I will not fear. What can man do to me? Because at the end of the day, it's amazing again how the word, it says that I don't have the verse in front of me, but it says something along the lines of, to not be afraid of those that can only take the body, but be afraid of the one that can kill the body and the spirit. That's the one we need to be afraid of. And that's God. And so that's the thing, at the end of the day, when it comes to this whole living in fear thing. I say, yeah, okay, be aware, right, of the evils. I don't think it, living in ignorance or feeling like everything is perfect or all that stuff. I mean, it's just, okay, I can admit that, all right, I think, yeah, being aware of different things, and being prepared as much as you can be and whatnot, is all wise, right? Wise things. However, at the end of the day, too, there's this supernatural thing, if we want to think of it that way, that God is asking of us. He's asking of us to trust him, right? In all situations and everything like that. So again, I guess as we trust him, then as this verse here says, we can confidently say that the Lord is my helper and I will not fear. And ask that question of what can man do to me? So I don't know. That's what it's saying. So I'm just sharing it. Now, Psalm 23:4 says, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For you are with me, your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Who was it? I think it was Pastor David Lynn. He gave this great description about the shepherd with the staff and everything like that. Because I think, growing up, I would hear this or whatever, but I don't know if I understood like what was going on. So it was good for me to hear this being broken down in a way where, basically the rod and the staff, that's what the shepherd we use to guide the sheep along. And that's what came into my mind today as I was reading this verse. Um, you know, it's comforting, right, for the Lord to guide us and push us along. That's what I'm gathering today. I might say this in the after show. I had something just came across my mind to share with you all. I mean, it's just me in my mind, but we'll see. We'll see if I share it, because that could be none of your business too. But anyway, but yeah, that's ultimately what came across my mind when I came across this verse, and I hope that it encourages you and inspires you to know that at the end of the day, God is guiding us along with His rod and staff. And I mean, hey, the way you could look at it as well is that, I mean, the shepherd would use his rod and staff to get whatever was going to try to get the sheep, so it could also be used as a weapon for those that, for the outside influences that try to get the sheep. So that's another, way you can feel comfort to know that the shepherd is guiding you along, but he's also, right there to handle the evil. But just saying. Now, Deuteronomy 31:8, it says, "It is the Lord who goes before you. He will be with you. He will not leave you or forsake you. Do not fear or be dismayed." Yes, indeed, y'all. I mean, that's one of those verses, I guess, to again just encourage and inspire us. There's several others in the Go Deeper section as well. I say that are similar, but yeah, there's a lot of verses that tell us not to be afraid. Yeah, don't be dismayed. He's not going to leave us or forsake us. I mean, what was that yesterday? We talked about God with us, right? So again, something to think about, something to keep into our hearts and minds as we go along our journeys, right? Romans 8:15, it says, "For you did not receive the spirit of slavery to go back into fear, but you have received the spirit of adoption as sons, by whom we cry, Abba," which means Father. It's Abba, Father. Yeah, man, I guess, it made me think about a few things here, reading that verse this morning. But ultimately, I wondered to myself, I was like, if we're in a place of fear, right? If we're, again, faced with danger or whatnot, like, I guess I just wonder, calling to the Father in that way. Not say what that would do, but I don't know. I guess I just kind of put myself mentally into those shoes, and to say, like, would I be able to call on the Father? Would I be able to, would that help me with my fear? It says we can, right? That says something that's something we can do. By whom we cry, Abba. We are sons, right? We're not, if I say stepchildren, what's the other way that people, we're not like, we have that relationship with God. We know that He is the Father at the end of the day. And so, again, I hope this encourages you, inspires you this morning, y'all. I mean, that's the juice right there. Again, there's several verses in the Go Deeper section if you want to peruse and let marinate on your heart, souls, and minds this morning, to encourage you in this area in regards to fear. But the Bible verse of today is James 3:13. It says, "Who is a wise man and endued with knowledge among you? Let him show out of a good conversation his works with meekness of wisdom." Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your house of inspiration and juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. There you go, Facebook and YouTube. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for watching. Yep, I truly, truly appreciate those of you all that have supported. I know that one of the ladies of Speaking Grace TV, Miss Hannah, she said I know she purchased the digital, or the e-copy, or the ebook of the cultivation period, A Single Christian's Journey. Um, let's see. Again, if you guys get this as the copy, then I gotta replace it. I wouldn't even feel right. I wouldn't feel right for you to keep this. So yeah, definitely. Whenever I set up the book signing, come to the book signing so I can. If you get a copy like this, I will sign you a nice copy, and I guess you'll have 2 copies. Or send it back to Amazon. But I'll let you guys know. That is my intention to you know, get this rectified. Y'all want me to share some of the book with y'all? And I mean, no one's live right now, so no one's can answer me back. I mean, this has already been so long, man. Okay, fine. I'm gonna share this poem that is in the book. It's called "The Black Woman's Prince Charming." But I feel like if I share it, I gotta share the backstory because, obviously, okay, here's the thing. If I break it all the way down, basically, obviously, as in my own life and whatnot, I can only come from my perspective, right? And I am a Black woman. And so I would just say that it was just kind of when I was single, I just didn't see many examples of Black love, and not to say I did, don't get me wrong, like I did, like I saw people, but I'm saying, like, for example, when you grow up and watch the fairy tales, right? And if you grew up on Disney or whatever, y'all know that Princess Tiana didn't come out till a few years ago, and that was in my adult life. You know what I'm saying? I think before then, when we saw a Black princess, it was probably like Brandy, and that was, that was the first Black princess that I've seen, or at least that I can acknowledge, when it comes to the media, and so that's what I mean. I mean, in regards to um, reading the books and stuff like that. Now I feel like there's a lot more content out here now, especially with the kids that are growing up. Because there's a lot more authors that are writing and whatnot. But so there's a lot more content that people can see now. And again, there's Princess Tiana. There's you got the Brandy movie. You got so many options when it comes to seeing this fairy tale like love embodied in a Black woman, right? However, at this time, back in my single days, that's when I wrote this, and it was and I feel like it kind of summarized like how I was feeling about being single and everything like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and read it, and I'm gonna let you all go and sneak peek at the cultivation period. All right, here we go. The Black Woman's Prince Charming by Miracle Sims. How come when it comes to love and fairy tales, to the Black woman, it seems to be just that, a dream, make-believe, thoughts so far-fetched, things too impossible to be true. Where is the Black woman's Prince Charming? Is that dream too good to be true? Is it in vain to look for a man who is loving, respectful, and understanding of his woman's wants and needs? Is there a man out there for her that can appeal to her spiritually, emotionally, and physically? Is she expecting too much if she wants this fairy tale man? Have all her prospects become so focused on sex or each other to become the king that she so desperately wants and needs for him to be? Does she have to lower her standards and the value of herself to find what most women hold on to as love, but is a weak substitute involving only the physical aspect of what she hopes to become a lasting relationship? There must be someone out there for her because she knows that all men aren't the same. Well, she has faith and hopes that all men aren't the same. However, if there isn't any proof of this around her, then is she waiting in that tall, lonely tower in vain? Will she ever be awakened from her everlasting sleep? So that's a sneak peek at the cultivation period, y'all. So yeah, I hope that you all, those who that get it, I hope that it blesses you and that you are encouraged and inspired by hearing my journey. And And I mean, y'all can see where it has led to. I mean, I have my Prince Charming now, and I got my little prince now, and it's a blessing, man. It truly is. And to God be the glory. To God be the glory for all of that. But all right, y'all, I'm gonna let y'all go. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye.